A mystery in Beebe, Arkansas. Birds falling dead from the sky on New Year's Eve for the second year in a row. The exact same thing happened in Beebe last New Year's Eve.
For the second year on New Year's Eve, birds are falling from the sky in Beebe. The birds just started falling from the sky.
A new year for Japan and another earthquake, as a magnitude 7 earthquake rocked the country's east.
First night of the new year has brought a rude awakening for the people of Christchurch. They slept fitfully, if at all, through a series of strong aftershocks.
From just after 1 a.m. until midday, the city was rocked by 15 shocks. The largest, a 5.5 magnitude tremor, struck at...
It's 15 months since the 7.1 September quake rocked the city. It's been shaken more than 8,000 times since.
But it is the reality of where we are. We know this too will pass with time. We just don't know how long. It is the reality of where we are. We know this too will pass with time. We just don't know how long.
Travel is hazardous in Britain today as hurricane-force winds pound the country.
Sonidos muy similares a este son los que cientos de personas aseguran haber escuchado pasada la medianoche. Parte la Cruz Roja y los bomberos confirmaron a nuestro corresponsal Wilber Hernández que no ha tenido explosiones durante la madrugada. Uno de los principales temores es el código descarta de momento.
Técnicamente no.
UFO sightings are skyrocketing in 2012, and we're barely 2 weeks in. Eyewitnesses reporting strange things in 36 out of the 50 states, and yeah, Florida's included.
And something is going on. I think it's picked up dramatically, the number of reports we're receiving, but what it means, I have no idea. We took 110 reports on New Year's Eve. 13 of them are from Florida.
Everywhere you look, you see the carcass of a dead turtle. Small turtles, large turtles, dozens of them, dead and scattered along the banks of Smith Lake.
Strange, mad sound. Seems like it's coming from the sky anyway. See people down here, they obviously all hear it as well. Everybody's out listening.
Well, here's a question for you. Are you feeling a little shaky this week? If you are, you're not alone. Over the past 48 hours, there has been some kind of a steady rumble. What many people believe are earthquakes in the capital area, tremors across the southern island, powerful enough to send some folks running for the doorway. The shaking has some people scared, but most are just flat out puzzled. Seismologists say there have been no earthquakes, and they can't solve the mystery.
It's clear that people on Vancouver Island felt something in the last couple of days. Some say it was a shake or a tremor. Others go as far as to say it was an earthquake. The most fitting name, though, is, just like you said, Hudson, a mystery.
There's been a lot of buzz over the last few weeks about strange sounds being heard in the atmosphere. People around the world and here at home have reported hearing some bizarre noises. The latest were recorded in the Battleford last weekend.
It came in many forms last Sunday night. To some, it sounded like trumpets. To others, a mariner's horn. North Battleford's mayor says he can't explain it.
What I was hearing was what I experienced as possibly scraping.
It's now days later and the city is still abuzz with talk about the sounds. Everybody with their own guess, estimation, or explanation as to where they came from.
I've heard that Jesus is coming back. I've heard that it's 2012, the world is ending.
This phenomenon stretched beyond North Battleford. Similar experiences were reported in Saskatoon, northern Saskatchewan, and parts of the U.S., even in Europe.
Crazy! Are we going to war?
begin with a story that you'll only see on 9 tonight. The LAPD and elite military units conducted extraordinary counterterrorism training in the skies above downtown LA tonight.
Indeed, Rick, what we saw tonight is something you normally do not see over the skies of Los Angeles. We're taking you live outside, give you an idea where all this was going on over downtown Los Angeles and in the area surrounding it. Special military operation forces, in conjunction with the LAPD, conducting some military maneuvers that had many people wondering what is going on.
Dive, 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 dive. Military maneuvers by Special Operation Forces in full swing over the skies of Los Angeles. Our cameras were there when a Black Hawk helicopter and 4 OH-6s, or Little Birds, flew over the city. Take a look. This is the U.S. Bank building where they hovered for a while before flying to their next target. 1 o'clock, very low. At one point, they made what appeared to be a drop-off at a park. Within seconds of landing, the helicopter was back in the air. Well, this is full push. Then, while over the Staples Center, while the Lakers played inside, you can see someone on board sitting with his legs hanging off the side of the chopper. While the training is hush-hush, the LAPD, which is assisting the military, says this is routine training with the focus on urban environments.
Also, what we saw here tonight in downtown Los Angeles has been seen in Miami and in Boston.
Energized solar particles are hurtling towards us at 5 million miles per hour, and they're about to cause the strongest geomagnetic storm for more than 6 years.
Oh my gracious.
It's really creepy. It's kind of like, is the world coming to an end here or something? I mean, it's scary. But it's crazy. It's scary, ain't it?
How many do you think?
Like a million.
It's like we're being held hostage.
Held hostage for maybe a 3-mile radius by blackbirds.
Nobody believes me, so I have to put it on video. Get the keys! Get the keys!
Believe it or not, we actually had a close shave, a close call with a space rock this morning. Astronauts say a newly discovered asteroid buzzed the Earth at about 10:30. NASA says the bus-sized rock came within 35,000 miles from us. I know that seems far, but it's actually closer than the moon.
Some strange noises heard around the world the last few weeks as people buzzing from Arizona to England and right next door in Manitoba, all showing folks alarmed by what sounds like a noise.
It's kind of like watching a scary movie. The background noise gives you the feeling that something terrible is about to happen. Moaning, groaning, metal on metal sound. Some are calling it a harp-like noise, and it's especially eerie because even with the millions of views on YouTube and the thousands that ultimately heard the noise firsthand, even experts can't explain what the noises are.
Now, the closest case to us of weird sounds came out of the sky in Manitoba, Canada. There, folks claim to have heard the noises for miles. They're partially crediting electromagnetic waves in the atmosphere in Manitoba.
wave.
Well, Europe really is in a deep freeze, and no country has suffered more than Ukraine. It's experienced some of the lowest temperatures in recent days. It's also had the highest death toll.
Washed ashore. No one knows how these dolphins died, but hundreds have been found on beaches in Chiclayo, Peru. At least 260 dolphins washed ashore across a roughly 60-mile stretch of beach. Officials aren't sure what happened to them.
There's a tidal wave.
هناك البعض يتحدث عن أنه ربما
Tonight, a mysterious traffic tie-up just before the afternoon rush hour, and it was all because of birds. This is really weird. Hundreds of birds literally just dropped from the sky and then landed on I-95, bringing traffic there to a crawl.
I-95 splattered with black, the color of hundreds of birds which crashed to the pavement from the sky.
But I haven't heard of anything locally like that, ever.
We've never seen pictures like this before from NASA. Amazing video of what looks like tornadoes on the sun.
They are stopping traffic and driving people from their homes, building hives in the walls. We're talking about bees gone wild. So what is behind this surge of bees?
A story of biblical proportions is playing out in a rural town in Central California. A massive swarm of locusts has invaded the town of Harrow. They have come by the millions.
At least 5 million of them.
It is leveling the crops since those critters can eat up to their own body weight just every couple of days.
I've never seen an infestation like this.
Scientists say this is pretty rare.
New Mexico has the first confirmed case of the plague in the country. An environmental investigation will now take place. Plague is usually transmitted by fleas, but it can also be transmitted through direct contact with animals that are infected.
The nation's top disease detectives are searching tonight for the cause of a mysterious and deadly new outbreak of E. coli.
Here's what we know. Those cases have been detected across 4...
Fast and hard across Dallas, alarming home and car owners. The hail covering so much of the ground in Lakewood, it looked like it snowed in the middle of June.
It was horrible. It was like being bombed or something.
It went for at least 20 minutes. It just pummeled. It was unbelievable. And the rain, there was so much rain. It was like being in a disaster movie.
It sounded like the house was exploding. You can look at the roof and see if it's 1,000 explosions.
But check out this fog coming off the greens here. It's an eerie look. It's very eerie. It's Halloween-esque, except it's in the middle of the daylight. You can see the cart going through there. You can barely see that golf cart working its way down the path through all this fog that's generated by this hail that's up to an inch thick.
Hundreds of cars have broken windows. The Lakewood Theater's marquee damaged.
And shoppers at North Park Center were shocked as hail broke through the skylights and fell onto the mall floor. Baseball-sized hail pummeled the skylights at North Park Center. Shoppers inside.
Surfers in North Lawn near Melbourne captured the phenomenon on camera and filming what they described as foam tunnels.
It's been a sleepless night for many Victorians after the state was shaken by its biggest earthquake in 109 years. The 5.3 magnitude quake hit near Moe, but was felt across Melbourne and as far north as the New South Wales border. There have been dozens. Victorians heard the rumble build, felt their homes and businesses shake, and watched as their possessions crashed to the floor. Geoscience Australia says it's the third largest recorded quake in Victoria's history. The quake was followed by 60 aftershocks. Experts say more tremors are likely.
But it is expected there'll be literally hundreds over the next couple of weeks, and there is the potential for another big one. And you've got to say that given the power of the earthquake and also the extent of its impact, and we're having reports it's been felt as far away as Flinders Island.
Brisbane residents woke to a winter whiteout this morning. Thick fog blanketed much of the city for several hours.
The Pea Soup sunrise was a spectacular sight as fog swept across the city towards Ipswich and Archerfield this morning.
Residents of the Chinese metropolis of Wuhan were advised to stay indoors on Monday after a thick haze blanketed the city of 9 million people. Described by residents as opaque with yellowish and greenish tinges, the fog descended suddenly in the morning, prompting people to rush to put on face masks. In 31 years in Wuhan, I have never known anything like it.
A health particulate warning was actually just issued a little while ago from the Arizona Department of
An air quality alert has been issued for all of Western New York except for Allegheny County.
So it's got a lot of people talking. What is this? Is it smog? Is it smoke? But there's also an ozone health watch in effect today.
And in addition, the state DEC has issued an air quality alert for all of Western New York beginning at 11 o'clock.
Or was this unexpected?
It was a real curveball because, as you well know, that normally a southwest to northeast wind direction throughout the year, and this one was a very strange meteorological occurrence.
Today is June the 6th, June the 7th rather, it's a Thursday, 2012. That's Seal, and this is a really unusual cloud formation coming over the area here from the north. It's just, I don't know what is coming in here in terms of a storm front.
Look at that! Ominous looking, isn't it?
There's light. Did you see that? There's probably some PG&E light.
صارت دائرية؟ لا صارت عترش